Welcome to day 20 of PODMAS for the Autism Mommy podcast. This is your girl, Steffi Kiss. As always, before we get into today's topic, I just wanted to remind you to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Rate 5 stars because it's what I deserve, being a 5-star bitch and all. Also, leave a review. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's any topics you would like to hear me discuss or if there's any guests you would like to hear on the podcast. Also, make sure you subscribe wherever you are listening, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart, iTunes, whatever have you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. Lastly, follow me on Instagram so you can stay up to date on all things Steffi Kiss and Ethan. If you want to hear the Brush 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 song, if you want to hear how much I get Ethan annoyed in the morning, or if you want to see us randomly dancing and singing, you can tune into that too. Just make sure you follow me on Instagram _Steffi Kiss, STEPHYKISS. And now let's get into the show. So if you heard yesterday's episode, and if you haven't, I highly suggest you check it out. I mentioned how I moved from New York City to Florida. So today I wanted to talk about moving because, listen, that shit was not easy. Moving is a crazy task, even when moving from one block to another. Imagine moving across country and with a child on the spectrum to top it off. Bruh. Like I mentioned in yesterday's episode, I moved this past summer from New York City, where I lived for 36 years, to now the sunshine state of Florida. And whew, was that a culture shock to say the least. Now, I'm probably going to sound like a real New Yorker right now, but deadass ain't no city like New York City. Summers unmatched. If a summer in NYC were a song, it would be... Even though you would probably most likely hear,
Mami, a mí me gusta tu descendencia entera. ¿Por qué? Porque ella me da la mamá de 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 la mamá.
It's just, that is definitely the summer song that would be blasting from a million cars while you're walking down the street. Food is A1. Food is A1, okay? And if you allow me to get into a little tangent about this real quick, chicken wings from the Chinese restaurants are not all made the same. Y'all don't know what y'all are doing down south, and y'all can fight me for this opinion. Point blank, period. When I head back to New York City to visit, which the day you're hearing this episode would probably be day 3 that I'm back in New York City before Christmas, there are certain foods I need to eat. I need a bagel with cream cheese or a bacon, egg, and cheese with salt, pepper, ketchup, period. I need a real sandwich from the corner store on a roll, not Subway, not Jersey Mike's, definitely not bum-ass Jimmy John's. I need real pizza. And finally, jerk chicken from my favorite spot on Reed Avenue. I need it. I don't know when and where and how I'm going to get all this food, but I promise you I will. Now that I got all that out the way, that does not mean that I want to live in New York City for the rest of my life. Like, I can live without the amazing food. You know, it's kind of making me cook more. Shout out to HelloFresh. There's literally no space. The weather is trash. And speaking of trash, there's literally trash everywhere. You have to travel by train if you work in the city and live in the outer boroughs, because who in the hell is looking/paying for parking or sitting in traffic for hours at 5 p.m.? Except for my mom. And the school systems suck ass. If you heard yesterday's episode, you know how bad they can be. Even though I was raised there, that's not a place I wanted to have a teenage son. People can be mean and little girls be doing the most. I remember because I was one. So back to my move. I knew this would be a major adjustment for Ethan. Not only were we leaving the house we had known all of his life, we were also leaving all of the most important people behind. His dad, his bonus mom, his titi, his grandma, his Eddie, Pretty, like these are the most important people in his life. And while I am his person, I know that I get on my child's nerves like no other person could possibly do. Starting fresh in a new space can be hard for your child, especially one on the spectrum. Try to make it as comfortable as possible. Bring familiar objects to the new space to be sure they have a sense of safety. Talk to your kids. Let them know step by step what is going on, even if they don't respond or engage. After a while of you just talking, I promise you they will eventually tune in. Stay calm and be prepared for some meltdowns. Those are inevitable. Be patient with your little one. Just like this is a trying time for you, it is for them as well. They may not be able to understand the difference between a move and a vacation at first, but just stick in there, mama, because I know you are making these moves for your baby in the long run. And remember, if no one else has told you today,
bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job.